if you did watch all the way to the end, the post-debate banter that did make it onto the stream, I appreciate Tim conceding the filioque part. Of course, I think he didn't win any of the parts. In fact, he also admitted that he was mixed up privately to me on universal ordinary magisterium after the debate. Would have been nice if he had admitted that during the stream, but I'll take what I can get, so I appreciate him conceding at least the filioque part. But I don't think that any of the other parts were justified or vindicated either from his vantage point. For one, because, of course, simply reiterating the papal interpretation of the passages in the Bible doesn't prove that Jesus established the papacy in the sense of what Vatican I mandates Roman Catholics and the world to believe the papacy is, and to believe that that's what was established early in the first century. In other words, Satis Cognitum specifically says that the Vatican I idea of the papacy is not new, but was what was set up at the beginning. And I don't think he demonstrated that because he can't. I think a lot of Roman Catholics were shook, and not just because of this, but it's been a bad couple months for the Roman Catholics, because not only was this debate about three big issues pretty much a loss across the board, 75% I won, 25% Roman Catholics coping, but also we had the whole fiasco of Muslims, Christians, and Jews worship the same God, and that one was a big L for the Roman Catholics. I'm aware that Nick has mentioned the debate. I saw the clips. Yeah, you guys, anytime somebody mentions me, 50 people send me the clips. I'm aware. When people keep mentioning me and saying stuff, I assume they're looking for a debate. I assume they're looking for something, kind of interaction. And then you talk about it. Oh, look at him ankle biting. Okay, yeah, whatever. You can't win. So no matter how you go about it, is just, that's why I don't even associate with most of that sphere. And beyond this, really, I don't think there's any need for continued Roman Catholic debates. It's about it. Like, there's nothing else. Tim pretty much solidified all the major critiques that we've had. They don't know our position. They're ignorant of it. They're not going to understand it. They don't care to read it. They're going to do quote mines, and they're going to say crazy things like the Spirit spirates himself, God's glory is a creature. There is no evidence for a geopolitical power of the papacy in the first millennium. There we go. That's pretty much a concession to all the critiques that we make. And it's pretty much all the stuff that's, again, admitted in the Alexandria Chieti documents, that kind of stuff. So what's the point of continuing the same Roman Catholic debate? I thought Cleave to Antiquity had a really good comment. Again, we're not covering the debate today. We'll do that in the next few days with Erhan. Cleave to Antiquity had a pretty good comment that a lot of Roman Catholics just assume between the two positions that Protestant Catholics have a better argument against Protestants, and they become low information converts. And then they kind of get in this rut where they just kind of spin the wheels when any significant challenges are brought to Orthodox, and it just ends up being quote mines, Maquis, submit to the papacy, Jesus established a papacy. It's like, I don't care what contradictions or problems happen within the last 2,000 years, Jesus established the papacy. So they have a sola scriptura mindset about defending the papacy from the text of Scripture, which is odd, because they should understand that it's the tradition of the church that interprets the text, as they always tell the Protestants. But when it comes to debating with the Orthodox, we're going to try to go sola scriptura, prove the papacy from the text of Scripture. But the text of Scripture don't teach the Vatican I view of the papacy. And that's what he needed to demonstrate, because that's what you're bound to. You're not bound to the idea of a papacy that you then, as a Roman Catholic, interject into it whatever ideas and positions you think it is. You're bound to the dogmatic definitions of the Roman Church itself, about itself, and about its understanding of the text. That's what he needed to demonstrate, not the eisegesis of reading today's or Vatican I's interpretation back 2,000 years into those texts. That's what was, I think, the biggest fail. He would have done a lot better too. Again, that's the last thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to say when we're going to move on. We're going to do this real review later this week. I don't want to spoil too much of the comments afterwards. There's a million clips going up, which is great. I've sent Tim links, articles, books for 5 years. So the first time I talked to Tim and we discussed doing this debate was 5 years ago. And it's very similar to other Roman Catholics who have disagreed with me on this topic. If after and I understand Tim has a large family, he's very busy. 5 years. If after 5 years they're not going to read our material, there's no point in doing the debate, because it's just doing it for, promoting Catholicism, promoting the channel. I don't fault him for wanting to promote his position and promote his channel. I'm just saying, like, it would be a much better debate if you had actually read the source material. Number one, from the Cappadocians. Number two, from our secondary theologians or academics that are neither Roman Catholic or Orthodox, or Sashensky, who went from Catholic to Orthodox. But, well, he's busy. He's got his own. Okay, but I understand you're busy, but if you're going to agree to a debate and you want to understand the position, and I've sent you the links in the books for 5 years, you should have done it. And yes, I saw my material is gay. Do you want to come on and debate? Zach Silvas.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah, why is my argumentation and my stuff gay?
I was just being inflammatory with that. I don't think it's actually homosexual. I think that my view on the Peter getting the keys and binding and loosing, and also the gates of hell not prevailing. To me, all the other apostles got binding and loosing, but they didn't get the keys, and they.
You know what the office of the keys is?
Well, I know from a little bit from the Old Testament.
No, in Catholic theology and in Orthodox theology, what is it?
It's the authority given to Peter to the keys of the kingdom of heaven.
So the office of the keys is the authority of the keys given to Peter. It's the keys.
Well, I get the keys argument.
What does it symbol? What does it symbolize? In Roman Catholic theology, how do you guys speak of the office of the keys?
I know how we speak about the office of the Pope and
the keys. What is
what
is the exercise of the keys? It's jurisdiction, preaching of the gospel, the administration of the sacraments, and the forgiving of sins. That's the office of the keys in your theology and in Orthodox theology too, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
Oh, so if that's what it is, then what is it that Peter has that's unique that the other ones don't have, if that's what it's defined as?
So the See of Peter, the Petrine See, the gates of hell won't prevail against that one.
Oh, wait, that one. Hold on. How many Petrine Sees are there?
There's one.
Are you sure?
The Seat of Peter.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the Seat of Peter. There was one guy, Peter.
Well, but wait a minute. How many
Peters were there?
How many C's did Peter set up?
Well, his office. So the office of the keys, as you're saying, the Petrine See.
But now you've equivocated. Now you've moved the goalpost because.
Okay.
How many C's did he set up? How many C's?
Of Peter's. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means.
I do know. Okay, explain it to me, because to me it seems like.
Have you read St. Gregory the Great?
I've read the Bible, and I know.
You've read the Bible, so you don't know. You're laughing. What is it?
Okay, well,
you're not familiar with your own papal teaching about the three Petrine Sees?
I do know that the gates of hell have prevailed.
So you're not actually answering the question. I'm not asking about that. I'm asking about Epistle 40 of Pope St. Gregory the Great. What is that about?
Well, I'm saying from a utilitarian standpoint.
Utilitarianism?
Yeah, you guys get conquered by the Muslims every time you break
So,
off.
so he calls my information gay, and he comes with the very argument that Augustine refutes in City of God, which is that the true church is proven by political and military prowess. Pope St.
I'm not
Gregory,
saying it proves it.
no,
I'm not
Pope
saying
St.
it proves
Gregory,
it.
you don't even know your own positions, man. You
Yeah,
don't know
so,
your own church's position. Gregory the yeah,
Okay.
he's laughing. So look at Gregory
Yeah,
the
so-
Great. Look at this
Okay,
letter.
Okay, what does he say?
Letter 40, he says there are 3 Petrine sees that all share the chair of Peter: Rome, Antioch, and Alexandria. So you're totally wrong about there being one Petrine see.
Yeah, okay, well, the
Well,
office of
utilitarian.
Peter is, I don't,
Well.
well, okay, so if we all want to
So
get
you don't know
conquered by
anything.
Muslims, we should all be Orthodox, because you guys
So
get
you don't.
conquered
That's
by
an art.
Muslims,
That's a too
conquered
quick
by the
way.
communists. Yeah, so
Conquered
you
by
guys are-
communists. You know? Do you know how many?
Yeah.
Do you know how many times the Roman Catholic Church has lost to Muslims? Did you know that it was uniate? It was
So I knew we
Constantinople.
got conquered by Spain. Got conquered, and then
When Constantinople fell, was there?
Constantinople.
When did it?
Hagia
What
Sophia
religion
is
did
still
it
a
have?
mosque.
What religion did it have when it fell?
Hagia Sophia is still a mosque.
What
And you guys are
religion?
run by the
What
Kremlin.
religion was Constantinople when it fell?
Look, you guys have failed. You're
What religion
250
was
million,
Constantinople when it fell?
1.3 billion. I think we know.
So
who
it's
God
numbers.
favors.
It's your arguments that
Yeah.
are gay because they're not even good arguments. They're stupid arguments.
Okay, according to you,
What religion was Constantinople when it fell?
it had been conquered by the Latins, I believe, at one point.
So you just refuted yourself, you idiot. Then
You
Rome
guys still
is
got
false
called- yeah.
because it fell to that was the dumbest shit ever. This is the level of Roman Catholics. This is what they have. It is always the lowest tier nonsense, and they don't care about what the arguments are. Every single time. I told you it would be pure trash when he called in. You lost to the Muslims. You lost to the Muslims, according to what you just said, because you said you fell, Constantinople fell, and then you admitted it was uniate. You idiot. I just know the Bible. The Bible doesn't teach Vatican I. Well, utilitarianism. Oh, does the Bible teach utilitarianism? A 17th century Anglo-empiricist ethic? How many C's are Petrine? 3 C's. All the way up as late as Pope St. Gregory the Great. So what he needs to demonstrate is why there's something special about the See of Peter in Rome, given that there's 3 C's. Well, in the earliest days of the church, the reason that Rome was special is because it's doubly apostolic. Oh, but wait a minute. Vatican I says that you can't say that Rome is special because it's doubly apostolic. Paul has nothing to do with it, according to Vatican I in Satis Cognitum. So notice that he had nothing. And these people are so arrogant and so ridiculous and stupid. They don't even realize that the argument that military victories prove or disprove the religion is the very thing that Augustine's City of God is written against. That's how stupid they are. Now, he and I will never interact again. He's not coming back here. It was too dumb, and that's why he just goes off changing the subject into shit that's not even relevant. Utilitarian ethics, like as if that, they don't know how to argue. They don't know what an argument is. They think it's arguing, and they think it's trying to get owns about losing and winning battles. It's like these are some of the most idiotic people. Like it's like talking to kids. I don't know how to describe it. Oh, you're salty because you lost. You idiot. Rome fell to Masonry. The Pope was taken captive by the Italian revolutionaries. So I guess Roman Catholicism is false when Pius was under house arrest in the Vatican, when the Masons had him under house arrest. But that's how stupid this argumentation is. Anytime you have a military or political loss, the religion's false. That's how stupid this is. I didn't rage quit. What you said was so stupid that you didn't even realize you refuted yourself. You admitted that Constantinople was Catholic when it fell, and you were trying to argue that falling to Muslims means that your church loses and is disproven. You're too stupid to be here. You're not welcome here. Like, go be gay in Rome, dude. That's where you're welcome. And they don't even have an explanation for they think that keys is like this magical thing when it just means jurisdiction, and it's all the same attributes and powers in Matthew 18 that are given to the other apostles. Peter is rewarded because he says it first. And then everyone else gets the same thing two chapters later. And then they can't ever tell you, okay, well, what is it specifically that Peter gets that the others don't? The keys. Keys is jurisdiction, preaching the gospel, remitting of sins, celebrating the Eucharist. That's the operation of the keys. That's something they all have. So what's the unique thing? Oh, infallibility. Where in the chapter does it say anything about that? Oh, well, it's assumed. It's tradition. Exactly. Uh-oh, Zachary wants to try again. Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, do you want to talk about Pope St. Gregory the Great?
I was looking into the Petrine Seas, because I'll be honest, I haven't heard of those.
Why are you trying to debate something that's a basic of church history if you don't know about it?
Well, because we're not taught that, because we're not Orthodox, we're Catholic, and so we just take it for
so
granted.
You think that it's a truth that's only in the Orthodox Church, and that's why.
Well, it's something you guys focus on, like the Filioque. We don't even think about the Filioque.
We're not moving on to Filioque. One moment at a time. 1 point at a time.
No.
Okay, you said the Petrine Sea. You were talking about Peter and the Gospel and the text.
So
and
the keys are... I'm sorry.
You thought that there's only one Petrine See, Rome. I showed you that there's three, and all the way up into Gregory the Great in letter 40, he still talks about three Petrine Sees. So the question is, where and how do you prove that infallibility is for the see in Rome and not the other two?
So Jesus gave Peter the keys, not his see, not his seat, not the places he visited or he set up. The keys are tied to Peter, and he died in Rome.
Do you not understand that the successors in Antioch and Alexandria are from Peter?
I mean, he didn't die yet. So.
Oh, wait a minute. So he has to die before their successors?
Yes. Yeah, I mean. That's
so wait a minute. He has to die before their successors.
Hey, you know how popes work.
Are you listening to the argument? Stop talking, or I'm booting you. He has to die before there's a successor. So how did he set up a church in Antioch if he's already dead?
He didn't die. He died in Rome, and his successor
was the next pope. Are there successors in Antioch from Peter?
Okay, so...
Are there?
I mean, not his final successor.
Oh, it's a, quote, final successor. How do you know that it's the final... How do you know that it's the, quote, final successor when all three are successors? Where do you get this argument from?
Well, it's from tradition, because...
Where?
When a pope
Where?
Dies,
what tradition? What tradition?
The tradition of the papacy.
Oh, so the papacy proves the papacy by arguing for the tradition of the papacy.
Yeah, because
Peter, is that a circle? Is that a circle?
No, I'm just pointing out when a king dies.
You're just pointing it out. Now it's a king dying. What does it have to do with this in the first century? Is Peter a king? Is he a king?
Yeah, I mean, he got the keys to the kingdom, so he's kind of.
So the keys prove is this a circular argument or not?
No, it's not a circular.
Oh, wait a minute! But your argument was that no, it's not.
The keys are tied to Peter. Is
the Bishop of Antioch a successor to Peter?
No, his final successor. He didn't die yet.
Now you've added a qualification that is, quote, his final successor, and now I want you to prove that.
The keys are tied to Peter. So
the successors in Antioch... Stop lying, because the successors in Antioch are from Peter. You already admitted it.
I mean...
Why are you lying?
Bishops can make a new pope. So
what does that have to do? Now you're deflecting.
I'm sorry.
You're deflecting.
Peter...
How do you know? Listen, stop arguing stop your bullshit, dude. You said that it has to be his final successor in Rome, the last one.
Linus.
How do you prove that?
Early succession, Peter, Linus, Anacletus.
How do you prove that that's the final successor is the only one that gets infallibility?
I mean...
There's no proof. It's your stupid position. That's why you said the papacy proves it.
I never said, I'm not even talking about infallibility.
That's what the argument's about.
The church was promised the Holy Spirit to guide them into all truth.
Dude, do you not understand that Antioch, there's a bishop in Antioch, it's in the book of Acts, Peter sets up the church in Antioch, and they have succession from Antioch. Even the Roman Catholic Church admits this.
Yeah, so
why does it not have infallibility if it's a Petrine See?
Popes make bishops all the time. That doesn't make a new bishop.
What does that have to do with this?
Because he needs a successor. That's how it works.
Dude, do you not understand that Antioch has its succession from Peter?
It's not his final successor. The keys are
now you've changed the argument to say his, quote, final successor. Now prove that the only person that has infallibility is the, quote, final successor. Prove that. You can't.
Well,
That's why you're
okay.
silent, because you're a liar and you don't
No,
know
I'm
what
not.
you're
I
talking
mean,
about. Good God, dude. These people are so do you see when we actually got into it? They're totally dishonest. They change what they're arguing to prove the position. He just made up ad hoc. Oh, it's the final successor. Even though Antioch and Alexandria as bishoprics have Petrine succession. His own Roman Catholic Church knows that and admits that. So now they have to show that there's something special about Rome. How do you prove that? Because the papacy says so. That's a circle, you idiot. Big fat win. You totally cooked, absolutely floundered. He panicked like a squirrel when you went into dogmatic contradictions of Vatican I and II. That's because I think Tim has a soft spot for traditional Catholic argumentation, and he leans that way. And I think he knows deep down that you're not going to make Vatican II work. We didn't even get to go into the Vatican II statements about the post-Vatican II's attempt to get rid of the, how do we put it, the Good Friday prayers about people in the Middle East being perfidious and accursed and all that. If I recall, when he debated one of the Roman Catholic guys that he disagrees with, he was defending the idea that this was a change. Tim says that Pope Francis contradicts, and his statement in Amoris Laetitia on divorced people receiving communion is a contradiction. So I mentioned that, but that was never addressed. JB, $5. Everybody immediately starts cooking up their catechumen questions. Yeah, I specifically told you guys I'm not answering your catechumen questions today. And I said, if you do ask them, I'm just going to boot you. I'm going to move on, but then you're going to get mad at me. So the only reason I cave on that is because I know the way the internet works, and butthurt people, oh, he didn't answer my question. And then they'll turn into angry harassers for the next 5 years because of something stupid like that. Even though I said I'm not answering catechumen questions today. And I'm just going to be more forceful on it and just let people get butthurt and mad. I will not answer your catechumen question today. Don't even bother asking me. I'm just going to literally just move on. And if you're butthurt, that's your fault. JB, member of 6 months. Liberals say morals are determined by consensus. Roman Catholics, Catholicism has the most people, therefore it's true. This is atheist level logic. Yeah, you can tell that to the guy that called in at the beginning. John Kimball, $5. France, Spain, Portugal are literally becoming Muslim. Well, the Muslims are also praying in Catholic churches, reading the Quran in the Catholic churches. I don't know if you know that. There's plenty of clips of this, especially in Germany, places like that, Austria. But why is that a problem? Because all the Roman Catholics, if you remember the last month, they had a devastating defeat a couple nights ago. Remember the devastating defeats a month ago? That they all worship the same God as the Muslims? And they brought on gay professors to defend us? I mean, have fun, Roman Catholics. It's time to move on. I mean, I don't know how else to, we're at the point where we get these people with these gay crash outs. Okay, it's over. They're done.